gets berated on the podcast we've created to commemorate action flicks, big horror, no tricks. John Travolta, Chuck Norris, insane clown posse, no fuss, no mercy, we discuss. Everything gets berated, no one is underrated. From the screen to the stage, except a new cage. No mercy, we engage.
Okay. Welcome to Everything Gets Berated, where we talk about all media.
My drink sucks right now, man.
What did you do?
I thought it'd be good, but no, it sucks. Real fucking gross. So let's start off the podcast like that. I'm not going to say what I'm drinking, but I'm going to switch it up on my next drink. I know that.
All right.
Anyways, what are we berating today?
We are berating Monkey Man, the 2023 Indian movie, Bollywood movie. I don't know the right term here.
Right? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a I would say like an action movie. This really is an action movie. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
It feels very 80s.
What? You thought that?
I got some 80s vibes.
No way, man. I got some what do you call it? What the fuck? I can't even remember. The Protector vibes, like Tony Jaa movies, you know?
Okay.
Like those movies. I love those movies. The Protector. I don't remember the other 2 and 3. It was like, give me back my elephant. Yeah. Like I love those movies. I love action movies too, man. Like on top of that, you watch a lot of action movies, and a lot of it is like, for the most part, like Taekwondo influenced fights, you know?
Yeah.
And then Tony Jaa came out and he just blew everybody's dicks off because it was like Muay Thai fighting, you know?
Yeah.
There are some good ones. Like I remember, like a Jason Bourne movie where they're fighting in like a hallway or like maybe even the plane of the aisle of a plane, you know, where like you can't have like your full range of motions with like a Taekwondo kick. Like you can do like a front kick and, you know, a push kick, but you can't do your round kick. You can't do, you know, and so you start realizing that it was in an office, I believe, you know, and so I just want to know, like, you know, you and I were fans of Cobra Kai, but what the fuck, like that high school fight scene, like I was like, my high school, I can name like with one hand how many martial artists were at my high school. You know what I'm saying?
That was like Chuck Norris High School.
But dude,
everybody knows martial arts.
That was like a school in South Korea where everybody knows Taekwondo and everything like that.
It's like if you like go to a wrestling match and all of a sudden like everybody's breaking out attitude adjustments and people's elbows and just all this stuff like perfectly executed for no reason.
Yeah. You know, like that's, but with this movie, like I really liked it. Like there were some martial arts in it, but I think for the most part, like it was just bare knuckle brawls, man. You know?
Oh yeah, totally. We should say kind of like a brief plot synopsis before we jump in. So basically, this is the story of what's his name in this movie?
Kumana or something like that.
Oh yeah, he's known as the Monkey Man because his mom showed him a book that had the Monkey Man with a story that feels a lot like Icarus. Basically, he gains power and then eats the sun.
Well, see, I don't even know how he gained the power, though. All it says that there was a hungry monkey, and he was hungry for mangoes, and so he went up and tried to grab a mango, but he jumped up. Like at some point, flying. How far away is the moon and Earth, or the sun and Earth? Like 157,000 billion miles.
Yeah.
At some point, I'd be like, I don't think this is a tree anymore.
Yeah,
he
like
did it
we're
on
way
purpose.
past trees.
Yeah. And then on top of that, I had to rewatch the opening of that movie multiple times because there's something hanging low in that monkey's between the monkey's leg. And I was like, really? You're just gonna
Hey,
you're just going to have it out like that? No, it was a belt. All right.
a belt, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, so his name's Kid, and so he is like I want to say that's wrestling, but it's not. It's like bare knuckle brawls, but they're fake because they're the bare knuckle brawls. Well, like not the effects of the brawl, but basically like he's supposed. It's like a 3-round fight, but he puts on a show, and does really well for 2 rounds, and then takes a dive.
I took it as they were rigged fights.
Yeah, they're rigged fights. Yeah,
because who was it that the guy he was in? What the hell? God damn it! District 9. What the fuck?
Yeah, Charlton Copley.
Yeah, that guy. He was in it. And I felt like he was just hustling all those people. Like the monkey man, he could scrap, dude. Like he could fight there like that. So I bet that everybody was voting and wanting the monkey man to win. And then when he loses, then that's when that guy comes. He's like, "Ha ha! Thanks for your money."
Which his name is Tiger.
Oh yeah, Tiger.
Tiger. He's like the owner / promoter of this bare knuckle fighting thing, whatever it is.
Yeah. So
and then let's see. Basically, like kind of the short plot of this is he wants to basically get closer to the guy that killed his mom,
a police officer,
the police officer Rana, and they killed it, or that killed his mom, and then he does that by going through Queenie, basically like the sex trafficker / mob boss lady.
Oh yeah, well yeah,
because they kind of lightly allude to that.
Like what the hell? Did she have a?
She diversified. She diversified her mob. You have to have legitimate businesses to run your money through for all your sex trafficking and your drugs.
Like you get hungry when you sex traffic and take drugs, and so you got to go downstairs and have a 5-star dinner. You know, but there was this
club where they do the sex trafficking.
Yeah, you don't want to travel too far. You want to go.
It's a one-stop shop.
The top floor is where you do all the drugs and have the sex, and then was it? No, the second floor, right, had the drugs and the sex, and another floor, it was where all the
third floor
bad people hung out, right?
And VIP. Yeah.
Well, hold on. You talk about the VIP because remember, he started out on the bottom floor, which was the kitchen, and then the next floor up was where they're like introduce him to all the bad people. They're like, oh yeah, here's just where are you like me and you're a fucking scum of the earth and you are rotten and you take bribes all the time and you're a corrupt politician and you murder people. This is a group of people that you want to hang out with. This is the floor you want to be on. And then when you're like, you know what? I'm going to step my level up, and I like to do drugs and sex traffic because just hanging around other criminals isn't good enough. Then you go up to the next floor, and then that's where the party starts, man.
That's the VIP, and then everybody's sorting lines and going crazy. It's a very well thought out business.
Yeah,
like how do I get
everybody just gets a freaking beaker vial full of Coke. Just walking around like they're freaking shots on a platter, and you're just like, I've never partaken of the booger sugar, but that just looks like a ton of shit, you know?
Yes.
So
Yeah,
he
she has.
infiltrates there.
Mhm.
But like, I don't know if you remember that scene where they did like the Ocean's 18 montage where there was literally like 15 or 18 people that touched that wallet. It was
Yeah.
like the guy takes the wallet from the purse and then gives it to this person. And that guy gives it to a kid. And the kid does the moonwalk. And then it reverses, give it to this kid who throws it up against a window and gives it to this kid. And then he goes outside and does this. You're just like, God damn it. And then like I guarantee if it would have panned out, it would have just been like 10 feet away from her.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
What was that?
see my wallet flying through the air.
The family circus where it's like,
Yeah.
just go take the trash out. It's like, and it like jumps the dog and does, around the tree and all that other shit. Like, you're just like, what the hell? Yeah, man.
But no, okay, we can get to that because I had thoughts on that whole sequence. It looks cool, but like it felt very overly elaborate for no reason. Like once you get around the corner, like once you get around the corner though, like all you got to do is just not walk slowly and you're good.
Well, could you imagine if she's like, somebody stole my wallet and then she gets it back and she fingerprints it and there's like 87 people that have touched it? Like, well, how are we going to do this?
Yeah. But okay, so we start this off and you get we said that already, you get the story of the monkey man. And then we move into like he is a bare knuckle fighter and we watch him get his head handed to him.
Yeah.
And then like, which I was like dead certain like he's going to lose a tooth, like at least, but it's just like,
I think he did.
Maybe he did. I don't know.
Like he went to the sink and he put his fingers in his mouth, and I swear he pulled something out, unless he like just had a blood clot like in his mouth.
I think it was just a clot.
But no, like I was really happy that it wasn't just a normal taekwondo fight.
Oh no, those were good fights.
Yeah, they were solid. They were freaking solid.
And then like Charles Tiger, he's kind of like. He's not the bad guy, but he's just a shitty guy.
Well, it's like it seems like he's the only like white guy like in Thailand kind of feeling, except they're in India.
Well, it's supposed to be in India.
Yeah.
For COVID reasons.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot like, man, you should come back over to my house sometime and we should watch all the extras on here. There's so many extras on here. Like it's nuts, man. And even like, I don't even like watching extras. Like if it's like alternate ending, like of course we're going to watch that or something, but it's like, hear what happened while we're recording. I was like, what did happen? Yeah. And that was a COVID movie, dude. Yeah. And you're just like, no fucking way. Like there was this pack and they had to go, it wasn't even filmed in the country that they were saying it was filmed in, like all that shit was just built. You're like, no fucking way. It was nuts, man.
They pulled like a what was it? Kind of like an Escape from New York, where they basically took over a street in St. Louis and made it look like New York.
They pulled a freaking Ocean's 37 on us.
Well, yeah. So, but yeah, like, so we see that like basically like. You get fully solidified that this, Tiger is a piece of shit with like the fact that he makes a comment at him like dance monkey dance.
Oh like, yeah, because he fought and he's like, hey, this is only half my money. And he kind of pulled the Spider-Man on him.
Yeah.
He pulled the Spider-Man on him. He's like, I paid you for 3 rounds. You only lasted 1. So you don't get it. You get a third of it. Like what a piece of shit that guy was. I remember that.
Yeah. So he got like a half or a third of his money and just, but yeah. So then then there's that whole like steal the bag to get to Queenie to get a job thing that happens, which like I said before, like they do the whole bag thing. It looks cool that it passes through like 40 hands, but
it's like, which way does it go? Which way did it go? Like, follow the bag.
As soon as you turn the corner, I think you're good. Like she wasn't really chasing.
Oh, and then just to throw this out there too, there's that dude fucking Baba Shakti who looked like a bitch. Like you knew that guy was going to be it, but he was like, I'm just going to say that he was like their Jesus.
Oh
You know?
yes. So we have the
But that guy, it doesn't
kinda,
talk much about him yet. But it's
no,
just
you
threw this
see him on
thing out
TV.
there. Yeah, you see
Yeah,
this guy named Baba Shakti who fucking has done yoga his entire life.
he's like
And
a spiritual leader for the country or for a party. I think
yeah,
for a political party.
I
So
think it
it's
was
more
him.
like
I think he was trying to be the cult leader.
yeah, he's basically like a cult that acts politically over control of the country.
Yeah, who freaking knows?
That's the way I
So
took it. Like that's the larger take there.
there's a couple other things too, man, that um what the hell? We were talking about, so after he steals that wallet, there's just a couple gross things I'd like to point out that after he got the job, right? He went and now he needed a fucking side piece. And so he goes to the street vendor. He's like, I'd like a pawn, please. And the guy started just wrapping something up. And I was like, I'm going to puke. And then he's like, here's real money. And then it was a thing. I was like, okay, thank God that nobody's going to eat that food.
Yeah, that you
That food. I thought
put
where I
your
was,
hands in.
yeah, I thought I was watching a horror movie.
It's salmonella.
Dude, man, so much more. What's another thing that you can get? How embarrassed it'd be if you're just like, I have hepatitis D, and they'd be like, what? You'd be like, I ate a pawn from this movie, you know? And then like, even when he, what do you call it? He got that job with that woman. Like,
Yeah.
there's a guy like, do you remember that? What the fuck commercial was it? I can't remember if it was a chip commercial or something. But somebody just used their two fingers and just dips into the guacamole and then sucks the guacamole off their fingers and dips it again. Does that ring a bell to you?
Vaguely.
Yeah, some piece of shit did that with the caviar on like level 2 of that restaurant.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, God, he is a bad guy.
Where the trafficking starts because they meet the girls and they sit with them.
So gross.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, let me test this caviar. It's like, and then he fucking bangs it in his mouth.
He's like, yeah, he's finger blasting the
What a
caviar.
piece of shit.
Yeah, so that's the guy that gives kid a bunch of shit because he brings the wrong glass for the wrong wine.
Oh yeah, I'd say, guess what? Shut up.
Well, yeah, and I get it. It's like
Your
with
hooker's not going to be embarrassed.
Well, yeah, with a white wine, and the only reason I know this is because Betty has explained this to me. You want a stemmed glass because you want it chilled, and your hand
Yeah,
will warm the wine. Whereas with a red wine, you can put it in a stemless cup because you want it warm, not chilled.
but it's also the opening of the mouth is a little bit bigger too, because I think with a red wine, you want to be able to swirl it
Like
so you get the
aerates.
yes, and then you can sniff it.
See, you
Like
get
that.
to learn things other than how stupid we are.
Yeah, we
on
know
this
some stuff. We know some stuff. We know how to drink.
Follow us for more alcohol tips.
Right? Hi, you gonna try drinking? Follow us. There's also that
Yeah.
scene too where like he's in the what do you call it? He's in her office.
Oh yeah.
He's in her office and what do you call it? She's like, turn around. And he goes to turn around and it's like
Their money for a
call it?
drug deal or whatever.
yeah, but there's just one what the fuck am I trying to say? One painting on the wall. And so you're like, I know what that painting was. Like,
Oh yeah, I didn't catch the painting. What was the?
no, I don't know what that painting. No, but I mean, if all of a sudden it was just me and and one painting behind me, and all of a sudden I was like, turn around, and then you turn around, and I was like, okay, now turn back around, and all of a sudden I've got a fat handful of cash.
It didn't pop out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, right. He's like, look at this. I got a fucking magic hand that just has a bunch of money in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So then, what? Basically, there's a couple things that I didn't like so far in the movie. But I mean, it kind of helped it out, I guess, the long run, where they kept doing these random flashbacks, but they never did anything for the flashback,
Yeah.
And you're
Well,
just
I
like,
think
dude, give us a little bit more. Like,
we get this, like, we get like a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. And then later on, we get the big one that ties everything together,
yes,
which we'll get to that.
yeah,
But like, I think a lot of it's supposed to be like, this is his PTSD. He went through a major traumatic event that left him the way he is today. And
yeah.
it's just those things that trigger him. And
What would have been good too would have been
yeah,
how long he was at that job.
yeah, because we
because
really
remember,
don't get like a time context.
yeah, because there was a couple montages. Well, one, I guess, because he goes in there and he's like, "I want a job," and she's like, "You don't know shit." And like he shows her his hands and they're all scarred up and fucked up, looking like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah,
Right. And so then she's like, okay, you can start in the kitchen. Then all of a sudden he gets in the kitchen. And then all of a sudden he gets the money to go buy the gun. And then, like, what kind of fucking town was he living in where he was going to that wall every night and just being like, bam, 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 and just started just shooting, practicing his guns,
Yeah.
Like, nobody called the police. Like, hey,
I
officers,
know.
I'd like to report a shooting.
There's like this guy who's just shooting the same wall every night.
And then,
I think he's going to do something.
How pissed I'd be if I was like, hey, Anthony, that's my fucking wall, bro. Like, my family's right on the other side of it. Like, don't just shoot up my goddamn wall.
Yeah, I was going to do an impression there, but no, that's a bad idea.
And then, so he becomes friends with that short guy. And remember
Yeah,
the car. God.
With the super fast rickshaw.
Oh, you thought it was super fast?
That thing
at
hauls
first
ass.
He called it Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Man.
It's like a turbocharged rickshaw.
It made it seem like it was so fast. And then he's like, watch this. And he didn't. You're just like, oh, all right.
Oh, yeah, it is fast. Okay.
It's all right, I guess. So
I don't like be fast on the streets. Don't like tear ass through the parking lot. Because like, what if you got to like swerve? You're gonna hit a car, and how are you gonna stop?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just the the like whoa.
Yeah. Because then he gets into. So he's worked there long enough, and like I really liked without spoiling it, the dog.
Yes.
That I thought that he was just, that he was just some homeless fucking loser. And I was like, yeah, okay. Every homeless person has a dog. But then what actually unfolds with that dog is like, God damn. Like, that's a kick-ass dude. That's amazing writing right there.
Yes, it is. No, this movie does like nail the characters. Like, yes. I do feel like even though there are some story issues I have that like this could have been great if you had done this or this, but like the characters, like you feel for everybody. I get it. Why everybody is the way they are. Wait, sorry,
yeah. No, I was just, everything about it was, like the dog seems great. The character development is awesome. Like I said, sometimes the flashbacks were like, give us a little bit more than just that one because it wasn't making sense until the very end. And at the very end of that point, you're just like, all right. The fight scenes again, like there was a fight scene where he's fighting the boss for the first time and he hesitates. And then that's what it gets you. You get your fucking ass whooped if you hesitate, The graphics on that one, I don't know if you remember, there was where he hits his teeth on the toilet. That was, like that haunts you.
When he fights Rana for the first time.
Like there's some good things. And then, yes, but there was just everything about it was just nuts, man.
That is like, which if I remember correctly, that is the first time he attempts to kill Rana. He puts bleach in his Coke.
See, and then I was going to ask you that because he kept like mentioning that bleach, 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 and then he puts bleach in the Coke. Wouldn't that kill you?
I was really on the fence about that. That like he should probably die from this.
But even that, like, he didn't even seem upset.
He's
like he just took his blood.
He was mildly inconvenienced at the fact that he just inhaled bleach.
You know how pissed, like, I'm pretty sure, and this could be a joke, but all the Coke that I've smelled doesn't smell like bleach. You know what I'm saying?
Bleach has a scent. Yeah, bleach has a scent.
Like, this is really clean. No, it's not. And so when he did that scene, that's what I didn't understand. I don't think that he put it in there. I don't think he did. Because I've seen enough people doing illegal activities and taking shots of tequila that when they do it, they'll just get a nosebleed. And so I think that's why he was like, God damn it, here it goes again. Every time I fucking do a line, I get a bloody nose. So then guess what? Don't do a line.
Don't do a line.
For years, I was worried about taking shots of tequila. No exaggeration. When I worked at that bar illegally, I was a bouncer when I was 17. Every single person that was taking shots of tequila would all of a sudden get a bloody nose like instantly right after they shot it. And I was like, this is what happens when you shoot tequila? So I never shot tequila because I was worried I was going to get a bloody nose. Right?
Yeah.
I can't roll around my DNA.
Okay, so that is that is the point where he is now a fugitive because he had the huge fight to get him to Rana. And then he flees to the temple.
I want to say there's one more thing.
What happened there? Yeah.
Right before he goes to there, he runs to go into a brothel to hide.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, and he walks in on the people getting it on.
Yes, but that scene is so real. He fights the person and he bites his face.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, dude, that's a real thing, man. Like, we were taught too, like, and I've heard of people that, when they get into a fight, like, they'll bite the tip of somebody's nose off or they'll bite their lip off.
Because the dude's nose, right? Yeah.
I think he bit it twice.
Yeah.
I think he bit it twice. And so think about this. Like, if all of a sudden you were at a bar and somebody's like, yo, Anthony, there's that fucking dude, Carl. He bit that dude's nose off. I dare you to go fight him. Wouldn't you be like, no, what?
I don't want to look like Voldemort.
Dude, you're trying to look like Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, that scene right there, like, him doing whatever it takes in a life and death situation that he knew how to fight. And then on top of that, like, that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, with the whole fight scenes, like, they were amazing. Like, it probably, he messed up. There's like, no, it really was just fighting. Like, we just fucking walked around. We're just like, hey, this guy said something about your mom. And then he started fighting and recorded it. Everything was genuine. Like, everything about those fight scenes was great, man. Like I said, you don't see a lot of fights all the time in movies where they resort to the last thing possible.
Yeah.
If I'm going to die or you're going to die and I have a chance to bite you to save my life, I'm not going to be like, no, men don't bite. Guess what? To save my life, I'm going to bite you.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not like, right. If all of a sudden I saw it and I was like, hey, there's Anthony. He bit somebody last weekend. What a nerd. And then you'd come and you'd kill me and bite me.
Yeah.
Like, no,
that is going to keep people away from me because
exactly
they're going to know I bite people.
Dude, it's nuts, man. Like that. I loved that scene. Like that was really good. It was a true life or death fight. You're going to do whatever you can to survive. And he freaking did. And there you go.
But yeah, so then he flees to the temple. And it's a temple full of... I'm trying to sensitively say this. Okay.
They're trannies.
Hey. Yeah.
That's what they are. That's not an offensive word.
a temple full of transgender priestesses. Yeah.
Nope,
Okay.
just trannies. They're just
Yeah. But
just
they're
trannies.
like they're like yeah they're all transgender. They're like yeah. So, um, and the head person of the temple. What is their name?
I know, but so what would you have done? Like, so he wakes up basically like from a Wolverine sleep where he's like, "Ugh," and he wakes up. What would you do? Like, if you look down, they like shaved your pubes. Like, was this necessary? Like, what the hell?
This feels unnecessary. You have to do it to stay here.
Yeah.
No, I think that was
Everybody does
Neela.
it.
That's
But it's,
Adithi Kalkunte. I don't know how to say that. I just biffed that.
yeah. But then they also say, like, I don't want to throw some jabs, but the whatever temple people were there,
Yeah.
and there's like only a man can survive this because they were going to blow that stuff in his face to make
Oh, yeah.
him have his epiphanies. And you're just like, so men are stronger than women? All right, figured that out. Like, why
Yeah.
are you guys trying to do this?
But
You know?
I do kind of grasp that the basic purpose of him being at the temple, his larger purpose for this movie is he needs to find out his greater goal. What is it he's fighting for? Because we know you know how to fight, but we
Yeah,
don't know what you're fighting for. You're fighting your anger, you're fighting your PTSD, you're fighting your circumstances. So you need to harness all of that and put it towards something.
yeah, and it was, I love all my gay friends. Like I'd say I probably know more gay friends than straight friends,
Yeah.
and it's just hilarious. Like, because I try to put myself in there. Like, if I woke up, like if we go camping with all of so my brother's wedding had all of our gay friends with us, and that was the house to be at, man. That was the partying house for sure.
Yeah.
So everybody's out there watching him, and then it finally shows like a long, what do you call it? It shows a long flashback, and that flashback, I'm pretty sure that dude beat his wife, and it was like, all right, good for you, let's go, But
Yeah.
then there was a lady standing there when she went up to go talk to whatever his name was, Rana.
Yeah, he was like the police chief for the area, I believe.
I remember her walking up to him with like her hand behind her back, like, "Oh, don't have anything over here. You're not going to see me." And you're just like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck? I see that behind your back. You're not tricky."
Show me your hands, please.
Yeah. But
yeah, so basically they were like that's when we get to that flashback where they're trying to mass move everybody out of those houses. And
that
everybody's
little
refusing to
lot of
leave.
land. And you know
Yeah.
what? God damn it. How come every bad guy that's trying to get somebody off a lot of land, he's trying to build like a multiplex? I just watched fucking Roadhouse for the first time. Watched it twice, 2 days in a row.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
And it's the same thing. Like, they wanted her off of that land so they could just build a bigger hotel. And then isn't that what happened with what the fuck was that movie called? Bedtime Stories. They wanted the school out so they could just build a bigger hotel.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
why is it that property moguls? I was going to say Mongol. Yeah. Like, damn. Why are they always trying to build bigger hotels, man? Just let the fucking people be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bedtime Stories, the Adam Sandler one. I was on TV. That's the only reason I know about that one.
So then they had the great, like, I really liked the montage that they were doing, and like, dude had the bongo drums.
Oh, yeah. And they're teaching him the rhythm of the fight.
I guess. So hopefully that works. Like, I ordered my bongo drums yesterday and I started training. So I figure by tomorrow I'm going to go try to fight. I'm going to start, small, like John Jones, and then work up my way to Izzy. I'm going to go in every single weight class I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
But
because of bongo drums, man.
the way I took that is it's supposed to be like he's explosive. He has like all this power and all this rage. But if you learn to harness that and channel it, that you can become a more focused, powerful weapon.
Yeah, no, it was like I said, I like I like that montage. You know,
Yeah,
the bongo
that was a
drums
good one.
telling him how to do these ones are like, you know, when I do this, you do this. Because it also, like, I think it was Muhammad Ali when they were asking him, like, how many sit ups do you do? And he's like, I don't know. And like, you don't keep count? And he's like, I keep count when I want to stop. He's like, and so when I feel like I've done enough, then I start keeping count of how many sit ups I'm doing after that. You know, because if you just like, okay, today I'm just going to do 100 sit ups and then done, like, you're not one punch man. Like,
Yeah.
you can't just say, if I do 100 sit ups, I'm good to go. No, because by next week, you're going to be able to do more than 100 sit ups.
Well, yeah,
And so
then
he was
100
saying,
won't be enough.
yeah. And so you're going to do them. And then when you're like, okay, it's time to give up, do one more. You know, like that's like you see it all the time, like the lifters and the fighters and everything like that. We're like, okay, we've done what we need to do, but to be great, you need to do more.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the scenes where like, he's like, okay, I'm done working out. And the guy's like, psych, and
Like,
started
keep
playing
going. Yeah.
playing the scat man. And then he just had to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I did like that. And then kind of where did we head from there? Then it was to did they get the letter at that point that they were being kicked out of their temple?
Maybe. But also thinking back is that guy, like he's working out, getting all buff and ripped, and everybody's watching him, but he's in a weird situation because there were girls that were there, you know.
Yeah,
but like the ones that looked like girls were potentially men, and then the ones that were girls didn't look like girls, you know.
Yeah.
So then you're like, what do I go with, you know?
Well, yeah, and okay, so the amount of comments that I saw on Letterboxd with 3 to 4 star reviews of Dev Patel without a shirt is my new favorite thing. It was hilarious.
He was cut, dude.
He was.
He was jacked. And then I feel like there's I don't know if you ever watched Bloodhounds on Netflix, but that's a great show, a Korean show. That's an awesome show, Bloodhounds, but that's the same kind of montage. And then all of a sudden, fucking Starla, the Indian version of Starla, comes out and just punches the bag and it's like, "Hurrah!" And then grabs him as her trophy or his trophy. And it's like, you're with me tonight. You go to Starla at night. Yeah.
Yeah. But then I think that's the point where the temple
montage is done.
The montage is over, and the temple is being shut down by the chief of police, Rana.
Oh yeah, so I watched this movie a couple times, and there's something where he says, I didn't catch it the first time, but they realize that he's still in town, and the only place that they have not searched was that temple.
And they can't legally search the temple. So
I don't know if they can't search the temple.
That's the way I took it. That like they can't go into the holy place without their permission. So it's easier to shut it down and flush them out than to, try to force your way in.
So that's what I got was after, I think it was the second time I watched it, he says it. He's like, well, this is the only place that he can be. And so then that's when it's like, you guys are evicted, suckers.
Yeah.
And so then...
if they don't pay a certain amount of money or whatever, they're getting extorted.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then that's when they have that whole speech about you need to fight for the people.
Yeah.
Like, you need to become the savior of the people. And this is the part where I really thought like they kind of have laid the groundwork for that speech a little bit. But if we got a whole scene of the town being burnt, I would have liked to see, or the town or the city, whatever. I would have liked to see more of common people as opposed to like temple people. And
But like those common people, they were just, and here's kind of what's going on right now is there's all these people that talk and talk and talk, like, oh, I'm so angry that they're doing this, but they don't do anything, And so that's why I think that after they were kicked out of their fucking land and everything, they're just like, well, I guess I'll move over to fucking the next neighborhood, No, set up a fight. Like, I don't think it did. And so I think that's with the temple people, like they were kind of tired of it, but all of them were fucking big and buff dudes. Like they had that punching bag. That punching bag sucked. But I've seen Mark Wahlberg's fucking Good Vibrations video. He had a dog food bag. Yeah.
Feel it.
DRUG free. It just keeps going. But
so then Monkey Man or Kid goes back to
he robs the trannies. So let's be real.
So, he takes their money to go bet
without their permission.
So that is technically stealing.
And he broke into the thing.
Yeah. And he breaks into the kitchen. That's right.
No, he broke into he broke into their money holder thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. But he takes their money to go bet it on himself at the fight.
And that fight right there.
10 seconds, right?
No. My favorite kick like that I can execute perfectly is a back kick or a jump back kick. Either one of those. Like I have a shirt made out of me doing this beautiful execution. So when the fight starts, he instantly just does a back kick right to this dude's face and knocks him out. Beautiful execution, full extension. And that kick was
right along the trigeminal.
He got the dude.
He hits the shutdown nerve right there. Just
dude, gone. And so then he's like, all right, give me my money, bitches, and leaves. And leaves,
which, I don't feel bad for Tiger. Fuck that guy.
But I think that's where you start realizing, like, dude, Tiger just lost all that money because he always is trying to pay that dude to throw the fight because he's such a badass. And so then when he's like, oh shit, he just won. Didn't he make him fight again?
He makes him fight again. Remember. And then he wins
and
again.
He just whoops that guy's ass. Yeah.
Which that's where it kind of clicked for me that everything he's supposed to be learning in the temple is take that rage, bring it inside, refine it down, and turn it into a weapon. And like he had everything he needed, before going there. And the reality of the situation was that he just needed to focus. Yeah. He was the weapon.
He's the $1 million man.
Fucking crazy.
It was awesome. And then let's see. So then he goes back to the restaurant, drug trafficking, club, bad guy VIP, hangout.
Yeah. The four floor, every bad thing.
All the other floors. That was like a high rise building, and only four floors were used.
So then did he go all the way to the top to get to Baba Shakti? Then
no. Well, yes, building. Eventually he did.
Yeah. Okay.
But he started out, and this was the funny one. Was like I wrote the quote down somewhere, but the big boss, that lady. She says, if anybody messes this up, I will fuck their happiness. All right. So anyways, that happened.
Straight to the point. Yeah.
Right? I'll fuck their happiness.
I'll make you regret life. Don't mess this
up. So he goes in and he starts out at level 1. And like I said, like it's Ong Bak is the movie, Ong Bak with Tony Jaa, where it's those one movies where they have the one camera and it follows and there's like, you get this fucking right the first time. Otherwise you're starting over.
Yeah. I do love one shots. Like
my God,
one shot sequence. If you pull it off, it's amazing.
Yes. So here they did a beautiful one shot sequence And then like you can every once in a while see that it's cut right here or something like that. But he does a one-shot sequence where he just goes through and starts fucking murking people, dude. Just
Yeah.
whooping people's asses. And like, you've been in a fight, you know that after so many times, like your fucking hands, your hands hurt from punching people.
Yeah.
You know, your hands get bruised, your hands get hurt, your elbows get bruised, your feet get hurt, everything like that. This guy's just wrecking through this fucking place.
Well, yeah. So they have like, I want to say like they have the fight in the dining area that comes off in like 3 waves. You have like the wave where he's messing people up, and then you have the wave where the security comes in, and then that's when all of the temple people come in.
Yeah, he goes in there and remember he made fucking fireworks out of like the trees or some shit.
Oh yeah.
He made fireworks as his weapons. But yeah. So then there was all that, and what do you call it? The temple people, the tranny temples come up, and they're there to start helping him, and they're like that. And so after that, I think that's when he splits off, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the floor where you do drugs and prostitution. That's where I'm going to go, because that's where fucking the cop was.
Okay. So yeah, we're at the VIP, the
drug and prostitute floor.
Yeah. Before we get to that, there was the one shot that kind of sticks with me is they do that like close up slow motion of all the temple ladies in their dresses swirling as they fight.
God damn it.
I thought it was an interesting choice. I did.
Well,
I
did rubbed in their face. You know,
it felt weird because that shouldn't be in an action movie, but it felt it was different.
God damn. No. So there was one time that when I was 21 and I was, doing some stuff. We went to a bar that played on the same team, and I was volunteered to go up on stage in front of everybody and dance. So I was like, really? And it's like, I really don't want to. Then somebody comes up from there, and they were dressed like a woman of the night. And they're just like, I'm not even gay, but if you don't get up here and dance, I'm going to shove this up your butt. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go up there and dance. So I went on stage, and I thought it was going to be one dance and I'm over. It was 3 stages of dancing, and I fucking won.
Wow.
I won. I got a free bar tab and everything.
I mean,
but I guess my point was
peer pressure.
If you got beat up by that person, it's pretty embarrassing for you, I guess, So maybe there's that's like the dirt in the wound. The salt in the wound,
but they seem like trained fighters. Like they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, they had a punching bag.
Yeah, it's a bag filled with sand or whatever it was.
So then, he fights the cop finally, and I don't want to say too much about him, too much spoilers. But my biggest gripe about that one, and everybody has it in them. Like, everybody can kill somebody. Mm-hmm. That's the honest truth. I wouldn't just go to like the Mall of America and shoot somebody. But if you fuck with my family, then guess what? It's done. I'm going to kill you.
I don't think we mentioned it, but by far the saddest, most tragic part of that flashback where you see his Rana sets his mom on fire, is that you see this little kid trying to pat the flames with his bare hands.
Apparently they don't teach stop, drop, and roll in India.
But still, it's sad. He thinks that this is going to work, and it doesn't, and he ends up doing worse harm to himself because of it.
Do you think he has fingerprints?
Probably not.
So he can do all the crime. That's why he would shoot all those guns. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, have my finger. That's why he was the last one to touch the wallet. Because he's
Yeah.
like, you're never going to know if it was me or not.
You're just gonna
You know?
what are these burn marks? Uh,
Yeah, that's the thing. And so it's just, yeah. But my thing is, I guess I'm a horrible human because I wouldn't just let you off easy with like, a gunshot. Okay, boom, you're done. And now I'm happy. No, like I would kill you more. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Colombian necktie, stab in the face, kick in the balls, do something, but it, without spoiling it, like he won the fight. Like,
Yeah.
good job, but that was my biggest thing. I was like, dude, no, I couldn't do it. Like, you killed my mom right in front of me. Like, nah, man. Like, I would have at least minimum killed him how he killed my mom.
I kind of feel like that would have been appropriate, but at the same time, I think that's not where the movie was headed. That it's
Yeah.
supposed to be redemption. It's supposed to be using violence to create better.
No. Yeah, wake up and choose violence. Follow us for more advice. Wake up, choose violence. Dude, when I become president in 2028, this is my official announcement of it, by the way. I'm going to bring back a rule of how you killed somebody is how you will be killed. Boom. Like there in Long Beach, there was this woman who tied her baby up in a plastic bag and threw it over a bridge so a train could run over it. And you're like, what the fuck? That's going to happen to you now. But anyways,
yeah.
So,
but then, okay,
while all this is going on, what?
Yeah. Sorry. So continue. We're not where I was going yet.
While all this is going on, Baba Shakta is upstairs chilling his feet in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck? You hear the fireworks going off downstairs. You know they're coming in here to murder you. You're just like, oh, this pool's so relaxing. But fuck?
I think it's because, he, like, the way I take his character, even though we don't see a lot of him or hear a lot from him, is that he was a spiritual leader who started off with good intentions, just trying to positively affect the world. And then somewhere along the way, this political cult thing happened and he became bigger than the game. So he is now better than them. And like nothing, he thinks he's invincible. That's the way I took it.
Yes, he thinks he's invincible. Yes. I don't think that he ever was doing this to be good in the first place. I think that from day one.
I think maybe there was a spirit of altruism from the beginning. But it was gone quickly.
Yeah. Once they dangled that whatever in his face. But
the
no.
Carrot.
Right.
Yeah.
So
but then the way that one happens, the way he kills Baba Shakti, like I thought it was going to be like they exchange words. He stares into his eyes and he stabs Baba Shakti, but like Baba Shakti gets him before he gets Baba Shakti.
Those were the shittiest sandals I've ever. And it just goes like, it's another thing as a fighter, man. Like, you don't get that close unless you're going to do something. And when that guy's like, hold on, look at this. Let me do this magic trick. Look at my sandals. Hi-ya!
Stab.
My favorite thing, too, is also when this bad guy murdered your family, killed your village, all this shit. At the very end, he's like, please, show mercy. I'll do whatever you want. Yeah. No, like really, all of a sudden, the guy that you have been torturing his entire life, basically, he's going to be like, you know what? I believe you. Seeing how you just stabbed me, I believe you. You're going to turn the other cheek and, all right, I'll let you live.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Don't worry about me.
But I took it as there was a lot of ego with him too, because he does make the statement, Baba Shakti does, that they need me. It's like the government doesn't need you. They're using you and they'll find a new Baba if they, to lead their cult. You're replaceable.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, you are replaceable.
Yes, but yeah, it just cracks me up when they always do that line. Please show mercy. You didn't.
You
Why
didn't.
would I?
Why should I? Yeah.
And then that's the end of it. That's the end of it. And then, so while I was watching that last fight scene of him fucking up that entire restaurant, my dog was having the biggest dream that she's ever had. And she was barking like hella loud. Like she knew people were getting fucked up in a vicinity around her. So she was just barking like, yeah, let's fuck people up. Like she must have been hearing the TV going off. And she's like, let's do it, guys. I'm here to do it too. You know, like she was, yeah, she was going off, man. The ending, I'll throw this out there. When I watched the extra things, they have an alternate ending where it's the same, but at the end of it, it pulls out the camera and it goes down and it shows the crowd at the bottom of it, like realizing like, damn, Baba Shakti was a piece of shit, you know? And then it goes back and ties a little bit to Human, the monkey person.
Yeah.
And I was like,
man.
Dude, the alternate ending was only like, I think it was like another minute and a half.
They should have kept that. That would have made more sense.
Dude, it was such a great alternate ending, man.
Because that's the thing is if we're fighting for society, we're fighting against the government, we're fighting for the people. I need to see the people.
Yes, it was the alternate ending was amazing. You know,
yeah,
it was amazing.
That would have made more sense.
Yeah, because like the ending, it just cuts it right there. The alternate ending, like it comes out and then it shows the destruction of the building, kinda, and then it goes out to the people, and then yeah. But yeah, man, it was.
All right.
I thought the movie. I thought it was great, dude.
Yeah, this one was one of my favorites so far.
When you brought up the movie, and I looked, I was like, dude, I have this fucking movie already. Like, I own it. I was like, all right. And so, no, it's awesome, man. Like I said, you should come by sometime, watch the alternate ending. It did have an alternate beginning, which completely sucked. Alternate beginning was the fucking kid. What do you call it? It was after his mom had passed away. He's in the police officer's office, and he's like, go read a book. And the kid reads the book about Human or whatever his name was. And I was like, yeah, no, this one sucks.
This is better.
Yeah, the mom teaching him about that is way better, you know. But and they show a scene of Alfonso being killed by Rana or something like that. But yeah, there's a lot. Like, if you get a chance, go buy the fucking, you know, go buy the DVD, get all the extras and everything like that. It's very, like, I can honestly say this is probably one of the only times I've ever watched every single extra thing for the movie.
All right. I might have to get a steel book.
Get the steel book. You just can't bring it through security at the airport, though.
All right. Let's
all right.
Close this
You know
out.
what that sound means.
All right. Well, thank you for listening.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Yep.